Hello, HR Pakistan. How are you today? This is Obaid from the Recruiters. Hope you are doing well. Today we have a very wonderful guest all the way from Scotland. His name is Adam Gordon. He has obtained Bachelor's in Arts in Politics from University of Strathclyde, and currently he's associated as a co-founder at the Poetry Recruitment Enablement Workspace. So welcome, Gordon. Adam, welcome to our podcast, sir.
Hello, Obaid. Thank you very much for having me. It's great to talk to you today.
Pleasure is all mine. So, Adam, can you please tell us what recruitment enablement platform is all about and how it differs from the traditional recruitment actually?
Yes, certainly. So I'll just go back a little bit and explain why I decided that this was an important pursuit. I've been involved in recruitment since 1999. And in 2009, I started building my own companies. The first one was a talent sourcing business called Social Media Search. And then the second one was a marketing automation technology platform called Candidate ID. We sold that company to iCIMS, the applicant tracking system company, in 2022. And while I was at iCIMS, I was very inspired by time spent talking to the sales enablement team in there. So small sales enablement team whose job was to provide a much larger team of sellers with all of the content assets and tools and calculators and scripts and policies and processes and things that salespeople needed to work through a deal. So as I was working through some processes with this team, I was thinking to myself, how do we enable recruiters with all of the content and marketing assets and things that they need to do their jobs? And I started thinking about the established technology stack. And typically what we do is we give recruiters some sort of a database system, an applicant tracking system, CRM type system. We give them a LinkedIn account. We give them maybe an Indeed account. We give them a phone, and we ask them to get on with the job and fill the jobs. Now,
multiple tools.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought. That's what I thought happened. And so when I left iCIMS in 2023, after doing the handover, I spent 6 months learning about this subject. And I did 200 hours of focus groups with talent acquisition people in staffing companies, in RPO companies, people in different parts of the world. And I also set up a YouTube channel called Recruiter Enablement. And I interviewed over 100 people to find out their thoughts, people again from all over the world and from different vantage points in recruiting. And this was all about learning, is this genuinely a problem? And so what I found was around 80% of companies do what I said. They give them a minimal amount of solutions and then ask them to get on with the job of recruiting. And around 20% of companies have appreciated that enabling their recruiters better is something they need to work on and create initiatives for. Typically, what they've done is they have stored some templates on a SharePoint. They maybe put together a bit of a learning program so that people understand how to do recruitment in that organization. But it's often things that are stored all over the place. Some of it's on SharePoint, some of it's on Google Drive, some of it's on Teams.
Yeah.
Some of it's in the learning management system.
On various areas, segregated.
Exactly. Now, as part of this research, the two main problems that I found that I thought I really want to try and solve this is, number one, recruiters have to go to so many different places to get all of their knowledge and assets. And it's really quite stressful trying to find everything that you need. Every day, there are people on Teams or on Slack typing in the recruitment team channel, hey, does anybody know where I can find? And then it could be any of 100 different things that they need. So if the answer to that was consistently one place for everything, I thought that would be a really big win. The second thing is recruitment is more of a marketing-led job than it ever has been. And recruiters are typically not hired because of their marketing skills. They're hired because of their ability to build relationships and to influence hiring managers and to influence candidates through a process and make the process, come to fruition. So if as part of this, we can help recruiters to be better marketers really easily, then that was the other thing I wanted to solve. So what's a recruiter enablement workspace? This is one technology which includes 30 solutions.
30 solutions.
Yep, 30 native solutions. And those 30 solutions include recruitment marketing. So a place to manage and to create things like job adverts and social media posts and social media outreach messaging.
Very nice.
Personas and objection handling messages and that type of thing. The second area is recruitment operations. So a place.
Daily routine operating. Yeah.
Yeah, a place to manage your policies, your processes, your candidate interview templates, your candidate offer templates, things like enablement packs. So what we've done is we've developed a way of very easily clicking on the things that you need to send, and then they all attach to one message. And you can control all of this centrally, whether that's for hiring managers or for candidates, or if you're in-house and you want to brief agency partners as well. The third area is learning. So while we have not developed a learning management system, what we have done is we've created several inbuilt solutions to help recruiters to learn. And the first one that I want to talk about is research. So research being, what does this job mean? What are the skills involved in this job? Who hires people to do this job? What are the salaries for people doing this job? And all of those types of things. And we've templated all of the questions. So if you want to know about a job or an industry or a company, then we've templated a lot of these questions. And we're using a large language model in the background to retrieve, information. And it's including sources like Payscale. It's including sources like Glassdoor and others. And we reference where the information is coming from. Another aspect of learning is like, how do we use the ATS? How do we use the video tool? How do we, what is the culture in our organization? So not so much the sorts of things you'd get with social talent or talent sandbox, which is like skills related, how to excel, more so the practical things of like, how do I do things in this team? And then the fourth area is tools. So we've developed tools like battle cards. So battle cards being competitor intelligence. We've developed tools like how to build your business case. So if you want additional budget or additional headcount from a hiring manager to work on a particular program for them, we've developed a way of managing good business cases and being able to generate inspiration for those business cases. So in all of these solutions, they are, nearly all of them are generative AI enabled. So you can either type or paste or upload documents into all these solutions, or you can click a button which is called Inspire Me, and Inspire Me will give you inspiration. It will help you to understand. So what is a recruiter enablement workspace? It does not overlap with an applicant tracking system. It does not overlap with a social network or your intranet or anything like that. It probably replaces SharePoint. It may replace it'll probably replace SharePoint or a Google Drive or something like that, where recruitment teams may be trying to store things and share with each other. But it is definitely a new type of technology, and we've taken most of our inspiration from sales enablement technology. And an example would be a product called HighSpot. HighSpot is a sales enablement platform that we really think is great, and it would be difficult for recruiters to use. And that's why we've gone and built, a version of that type of technology for recruitment.
Okay, what are the key challenges recruitment enablement platform aim to solve in the hiring process?
I mean, I think the first is allowing recruiters to access the assets and knowledge that they need much faster than they do today. So from our research, our recruiter enablement workspace is saving recruiters 64 minutes per day. Now,
Per
that's
day.
made up
Okay.
per day. Now, that's made
That's
up of
awesome.
two main, that's made up of two main things. The first thing is what we call toggle tax, which is the amount of time that people spend on like flicking from one tab to another tab, going into lots of different tools to try and find their things, spending time on Teams and on Slack saying, hey, where can I find this thing? So actually just retrieving the information. And then the second area where we're saving time is around the creation of assets. So
Okay.
instead of Obaid and Adam are both in the same team, I don't know that Obaid has already created something, and so I'm going to go and create it myself. But within a recruiter enablement workspace, the first thing I would do is I would go and see if anybody else has already created a job description for this, or a job advert, or a social media outreach message, or whatever it is. And if you have, then I'll be able to retrieve yours, and that'll save me time on creating something new. So
Okay.
really saving time is the big thing that recruiter enablement is addressing.
Okay. As far as HR Pakistan is concerned, there are a lot of big companies where all the HR processes, recruitment, everything is streamlined, where company HR has developed all the templates. How recruitment enablement platform benefit the large big companies if they have streamlined all the processes? So how it's make the impact?
Yeah, no, that's a really great question. I've only ever come across one company which has developed such streamlined processes that they do not need a recruiter enablement workspace. And that's a company based in Berlin called HelloFresh in Germany. There is no other company that I have found which has such a slick process that it takes them, just as an example, within our recruiter enablement workspace, you can build what's called a job playbook. Now, a job playbook includes 16 assets from Boolean strings right through to like the offer management letter and all of the marketing and all of the sourcing and all of the process and all of that in the middle. These 16 assets are developed within our workspace within less than 2 minutes. I've asked many recruiters in the last month, how long would that normally take you? And they've said, at the minimum, it would take half a day to develop all of these different assets. So I think you're right. I think that many HR teams in the large companies in Pakistan and elsewhere in the world will have developed the best processes that they can develop, but they haven't had access to 30 pre-built, out the box solutions, which just make things much, much faster. And the problem that I've come across with the largest companies is when they have created processes and things to be used internally, normally they're stored on SharePoint, and that SharePoint's not a very appealing experience for recruiters. So it's difficult to find things. And I don't want to say this is the case in every company, but there's very, very few companies I've found where they have anything like a proper recruiter enablement workspace.
Perfect. Can you please share the success stories of Poetry actually?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
where you received then wonderful feedback from the recruiters and their TA teams, actually, talent acquisition.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I can talk to you about the international semiconductor company, where they were spending, every time a new job was signed off by HR and by the hiring manager, the recruiters were then spending at least a day trying to identify each person, trying to identify, where should I be finding these people? What's the job all about? What does how do I go about sourcing for these individuals? What is the persona of these people? What are the messages that are going to appeal to these people? And now within Poetry, using the job playbook, they're taking that day down to 2 minutes, because They have done all of the administration at the beginning, which is what's our company's tone of voice, what's our company's what's the way that we like to communicate our values and our mission and all these types of things. They've filled in the like company templates, which is what you do at the beginning when you sign up with Poetry. And having done that, the generative AI is developing things which are absolutely right first time. I can talk to you about another international company, an energy company, where the recruiters were from the day a new recruiter started in the business. It was week 3 before they had learned everything they need to understand, and they had everything that they needed to start recruiting. So 3 weeks to be able to actually start their job because they had to learn so many different things. Now with Poetry, that's down to 3 days because they can go into Poetry and they can, they've got all the templates are built, the learning that they need is all situated in here, and their time to performance is 3 days instead of 3 weeks. So there's a couple of examples.
Perfect. How your platform leverages technology to enhance the recruitment for both the recruiters and candidates.
So from the recruiter perspective, this is very much built to make recruiters more productive and successful.
Okay.
It's all about helping them to achieve more in less time, and to be able to spend more time on qualitative things because a lot of administration is taken care of, on their behalf. I'm going to talk about generative AI in a minute, but I don't want to over-index on that because the biggest thing really is the library functionality and the ability to very, very easily find things that my colleagues have already created, things that are already approved, things that I can use without having to go and ask somebody's permission or get feedback or anything like that, because it's all there. So the ability for recruiters to be able to collaborate, the ability for recruiters to be able to thumbs up and thumbs down each other's, assets, and for the very most popular to kind of rise up to the top. That's the thing which is really the game changer, I believe. From a technology perspective, there's a few things that we're doing. So we have our own data science program, and Poetry is able to learn what are the best content assets within each of the 30 different categories, because it's able to track the thumbs ups, the thumbs downs. It also knows you can add comments into all the different assets, and it knows what's positive sentiment and it knows what's negative sentiment. And so the most popular, they will rise to the top, and the least popular will stay at the bottom. The other thing we're doing is we're able to track if there are links within, say, a job advert or a social media post or a social media outreach message. We're able to track the number of times the links have been clicked. And what that means is, again, that's going to be an evidence of success. And the assets with the most tracked links, they're going to be up near the top. We are also looking at, is there any bias? Is there any biased language in here? Is there any gender bias? Is there any ethnic bias within the text itself? And also, is it good readability? Is it easy to understand for people? So we're taking a lot of these things into effectively an algorithm. Yeah, exactly. And so what that means is that the best assets, the most popular and best performing assets are up near the top. So being able to give recruiters the things that are best for them very, very quickly is one element of the technology. Another element of the technology is artificial intelligence. So we use a large language model. We have a preferred large language model that we use. And in almost all of the 30 solutions, you can click on the Inspire Me button, and based on guardrails that we've put in place, based on guardrails that each company that's using our product has filled in a template that they fill in at the beginning, I as a recruiter could fill in a 4-field form. And what Poetry's doing is it's sending up to 200 sentences into that large language model to then return for that recruiter very quickly exactly what they need. So it's a very, very complex prompt engineering process
Okay.
that we've gone into. We're continuously evaluating what is the most successful way of returning for the recruiter exactly what they need. And we're also doing what we call retrieval augmentation. And that means
Okay.
that we are looking at the metadata across all of the 300 companies that are using this product, and we're evaluating what's successful and what are the common traits of what's successful, and being able to provide recommendations back into the prompt engineering, which means that, let's say, the most successful email copy always has 6 words in the subject headline. We're able to continuously monitor that, and that sort of thing would be going into the prompts automatically based on the data science. So it's a wonderful process. I've been really enjoying building this product and taking this out into the market. There is a lot of technical complexity behind the scenes, but crucially, we want to make sure that the experience for a recruiter is that it is really easy to use. So they don't have to think about, how do I do that? What does that mean? And I use my 9-year-old son as my tester number one. If he knows how to do it, any professional recruiter is going to know how to do it. So that's yes.
Let's come to the financial part. What is the price per recruiter a company needs to pay if they want to purchase the poetry platform?
The price is based on it's per individual. It is free for the first one person in any organization. It's free for the first one person in any organization. And the only reason for that is because no company has really used a recruiter enablement workspace before.
What if the company purchases the free account and downloads all the templates then?
It's not possible. You can't download templates. You can't do any of that, no. And also it is limited. The login is absolutely limited to the one individual. So you couldn't sign up for the free account and then have 20 people come in and use it. Your account would be shut down immediately. It's just like there's various things that we do to make sure that that doesn't happen. But the reason for this is what might happen is, like, the Recruiters Pakistan, for example, may want to work with you on, okay, here's your free workspace. Right, now here's some of the things that you can do with this. And once you're convinced, that's the point where you then sign up to bring the whole team on board. So the pricing is $100 per month per person.
$100. Okay.
Yes,
that's
$100.
Almost PKR 30,000 Pak rupees.
Okay. Now, I have no idea if that is really expensive or it's not. It's good value.
It's expensive. It's quite expensive.
Okay. So, we launched our workspace into the UK and USA market in October. So we've been in the market for only 6 months. And now that we are moving into the Pakistan market with the Recruiters Pakistan as our
that's our pleasure. That's our honor.
Yes, as our approved certified recruiter enablement partner for poetry, we will monitor the pricing, and we want to understand what is the optimal pricing for the Pakistan market. So
at
we
least
will work
$50
together.
to $60 per recruiter.
Yeah, well, we're gonna work with you to establish exactly
because
what is
people will compare from the LinkedIn per month charges premium.
Yeah, no, I understand. That's probably quite a good. It's quite a good comparison, I think.
And in Pakistan, the dollar rate is fluctuating on daily basis. In fact, on hourly basis.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's something that we're monitoring, and we're looking at this across a number of different countries that we are now just entering the market with. So, we're delighted to be announcing a lot more information about this with our friends from the Recruiters Pakistan at the historic occasion of True Karachi, which is on May the 16th.
May 16th.
And this is May 16th, and this is at the Ramada Creek in, I think, downtown Karachi.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Any other important questions that you've got for me at this point?
We would like Adam to give a live demo on that particular occasion about the poultry actually, so that the HR Pakistan, especially all the HR decision makers, CHROs and HR heads will understand the product actually. That will be better if the
Absolutely.
co-founder will give the demo.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be delighted to do that. And I'll look forward to finding out people's feedback. I'm conscious that what I've described here, I hope everybody appreciates the challenge that we're looking to solve here. I hope everybody's excited about the number of different solutions that we're going to be offering.
Because there is, there is a lot of potential in our market for recruitment enablement, because there is not a centralized place where a recruiter can find each and everything that makes recruiters and TA teams life easy actually. Maybe there is a centralized folder made by the IT team in the companies, but there is not a proper platform available till date.
Absolutely. So I look forward to demonstrating the product live on that day. And I hope everybody's going to find it very exciting. I'm very excited about what it is we're offering. And I think it's going to go well in Pakistan.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Adam. Thank you so much for your time. It's a very good, informative webinar, and I hope the viewers will enjoy it as well. So looking forward and meet you on 16th of May at Ramada Creek at True Karachi 2024.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.